11 2B move cleanly, grabbing blade, pistol, rope, and healing potions before going to the tree line. Shocker grabs a copper wiring and basic blaster device. Symbiote Spider-Man lands beside him. Anakin Darth Vader stands silently near her chest. Anakin takes a sword. Darth Vader takes another. They don't speak. This song sucks. Play Fred Durst. Okay, Big Well then group find a trap chest and die. Let the Big Well group fall. The Creeper and Bomber Skeleton, they hide near a corruption pit, both nervous and twitchy. The Creeper hisses past a slime. The Bomber Skeleton carefully counts bombs like precious jewels. Bomber Skeleton from Clash of Clans, by the way.
Okay.
They claim a Grace and May claim a Crave entrance. Begin breaking it with wire traps. May names one trap baby number 1. Grace immediately hates that name, but admits the trap is effective. She does the exact same thing. She's like, I need you to. She's like, I need you to go save my children to the proxy. It's like, oh yeah, how many kids do you have? I have 3 giant monster children. And they're like, oh, okay. Sweet pea.
Sweet pea.
Friedrich and Mark march to Runestone Watchtower, arguing the entire way. Friedrich wants Mark wants domination. Neither trusts other. Soldier 11 and 2B, they travel towards the desert biome. 2B silently studies every movement. Soldier 11 makes Soldier 11. 2B silently studies every movement Soldier 11 makes. Soldier 11 notices and says, "Stop analyzing me." 2B says, "No." Dracula chooses a dark cave mouth for shelter. My enemy Guts sits on a rock, sipping his martini. This place has poor atmosphere, Dracula says. My enemy Guts nods. Needs lounge music.
Real.
On Aswell, they find a floating island entrance via rope, and they plan to climb at night. Also, lastly, sings, while Aswell talks about Destiny evolution, how everyone else has research material. Taskmaster watches Soldier 11, 2B, Black Panther, and General Grievous from the cover, cataloging moves. Velvet quietly photographs every weapon stance with her memory copy and semblance. Does her semblance also have just like photographic memory, or is it she uses weapon or can make their weapons?
That's a really good question. I don't know how your semblance works. Let me get up.
Clovis Bray, Ryan, Luciman, and Handsome Jack, the 4-man Ego Alliance claims the merchant shack. Within 10 minutes, all of them try to become the leader. Handsome Jack points at Clovis Bray. "You look like a guy who says legacy too much." Andrew Ryan replies, "And you look like a parasite wearing confidence." His Luciman lights a cigarette. "Gentlemen, we need to focus." Clovis smiles coldly. "Yes, to betray each other later." Anakin and Vader descend into the underground. Their silence is worse than arguing. The merchant somehow already has a table set up. Strange, good, strange. I thought you were gonna add the Duke, so that's why I added 2 merchants. Strange, good, strange prices, he says. Anastasia smiles sweetly and convinces him not to overcharge. Joe Grievous climbs into a jungle cave alone, collecting blades, bones, and he coughs and laughs and waits for someone foolish enough to corner him. Wesper and Chris Walker study the terrain. Chris Walker carefully reads a torn Terraria guidebook. He finds a chest. "This world is structured." Chris says, "Wait, why is it? Did you make him polite?"
Who?
Chris Walker.
No. Is he polite?
I didn't do this.
What the fuck?
He hasn't done it in the last, 20.
Yeah.
Just does it now. "This world is structure," Chris says politely. "Predictable if observed." Okay, there's something wrong with this guy.
What the fuck is this guy?
All the other ones, he's normal, but now he's fucking...
Do you think he's Richard Traeger?
No, because Richard Traeger were talking about murdering someone already.
Yeah, maybe.
Hold on, let me read... I didn't read his dialogue because I already saw it out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, why Chris Walker is large and eerily polite. That's what it has as an introduction. I just never read the introduction for him because I was like, whatever. I already know these two.
Weird.
As I falls, the sky darkens to deep blue. You wanted to change it back to the second chapter or no?
I don't care. I like. It's funny.
Demon eyes drift to the trees. No man cast eyes, but everyone learns to read itself. Such a cut through zombies. Phaedra and Mark fight back to back despite insulting each other. Mr. Torg blows up a cluster of demon eyes and shouts, "This place is free targets." Grace Howard and May Hatsune trap shred several zombies before they reach camp. Reagan tries to scare zombies with a spiritual pressure. Parasite tries to save him by draining it. See, Reagan says, perfect teamwork. Parasite responds with, "I hate you."
Great.
Who's Parasite from Marvel?
From DC.
Well, DC. Why is he pink?
I don't know, man.
Why does he look like that?
Wait, he also steals people's powers. I just realized.
Who else? Reagan does as well?
No. But well, I guess Velvet and fucking they Taskmaster don't steal powers, but it's similar.
Okay, sorry, I'm reading some of this. Uh, Day 2, by morning, Cheerio World opens. I just saw someone who's not in here, so the
Yeah.
world opens wider. The safe zones expand rather than shrinks, encouraging exploration. Krampus White Death dominate the snow. Carla can jump green, explore crimson tunnels. Black Panther scout scout the jungle edges. Scout from what? TF2?
Yeah.
Oh. Constantine and Detective Chimp search for magical corruption sources, bond shrewd, and singularity method movements. Clovis Spray, Lucid Man, and Handsome Jack all attempt to churn a wooden house into a corporate bunker. Gale is not in this game. That's
Great. Kale is not
that's
here.
nowhere.
Thank you.
I just it's I fucking love it when it does that. 'Cause it's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
he isn't here. Thanks. I didn't know. Hmm. Shocker panics. Tense movement occurs when Shocker and Simba hit Spider-Man, run into Anakin and Vader. Shocker panics and flees. Vibrations fires a vibration blast. Vader blocks with his blade. Spider-Man yanks Shocker backwards. Are you trying to get killed? He snarls. Shocker snaps. I'm trying not to be near you. Anakin watches them leave. Vader moans, it's pathetic. Near the collapsed sinkhole, Gusto and Gotham quietly returned where Big Weld and Groot died. They built two simple markers and metal scraps. Oh, they were honoring the dead. How dare they? Okay, let's see how many people die first, and I'll adjust accordingly.
What?
I'm gonna see how many people die, and then I will.
Oh, okay.
Because if it's a fucked up amount, I'm just gonna do what I did last time.
Yeah.
I don't want to read anything but the death count.
Try not to read a challenge.
I have failed. Yep, I just scroll all the way down and immediately see a death.
Good job.
Oh, okay, 4 died. That's fine.
Yay.
Grace Howard and May turn their cave entrance into a death box. Pressure plates start traps for rolling boulders. Boulder. Rigged slime statue. Oh, it even knows that. That's crazy. May wipes dirt from her gloves. Baby number 2 is ready. Grace says, please stop naming murder machines like they're pets. Oh yeah, Grace doesn't make murder machines. She makes construction equipment.
I see.
Vader and Mark claim an old stone tower overlooking the plains. Vader wants to fortify it. Mark wants to use it as bait. Merchants try to trade with everyone. Anastasia keeps him alive while he does it. They approach the stone tower, where unaware if Phaedra and Mark are above. Care for a rope, torch, healing potions? It's yours. Mark answers by dropping from the tower with his sword raised. Vader falls furious. You idiot! Anastasia reacts first, throwing smoke bombs and pulling the merchant behind a boulder. The merchant fires a small pistol wildly. One shot clips Mark's shoulder. Mark roars and charges through the smoke. Vader cuts off Anastasia's escape. The merchant tries to bargain even now. Discount, half price, very reasonable. Mark kicks him to the ground and cuts him down.
Damn.
Anastasia screams, then vanishes into the smoke and escapes into the trees. Vader turns to Mark. You was no warrior. Mark wipes his blade. Then he should not have entered the. He shouldn't have been here. Should have entered the war.
Yep.
He starts trying to have a discount.
Yep.
Goes
Come on,
hard.
30%.
Creeper and Bomber Skeleton hide in the shallow cave. Bomber Skeleton carefully stack bombs. Creeper hisses nervously at every bat. A cave bat swoops too close. The Creeper starts flashing. Cave Bomber Skeleton panics and throws a bomb at the bat. The bat dodges. The bomb lands beside their own pile. Bomber Skeleton dives into the stash, trying to smother the blast before it detonates. The explosion launches the Creeper into a pool of water, sparing it. The Bomber Skeleton is blown apart immediately. Elsewhere underground, Shocker and Symbiote Spider-Man are ambushed by giant worms. Shocker blasts vibrations to the dirt. Spider-Man yanks him away just before the worm buries beneath him. Don't get used to me saving you, Spider-Man snarls. Shocker pants, I wouldn't dream of it. Jesus Christ, my throat. Constantine Detective Chip finds symbols carved into corruption stone. Chip says them, Naturian, it's not natural. Constantine lights a cigarette. Void's been here. They both look at the darkness. The northern snow biome becomes a battlefield of patience and cruelty. Krampus and the White Death have made it their own territory for anyone entering is watched. Unfortunately, Meat and Humpty Dumpty wander into it. Humpty trail is wobbling on ice. I dislike this biome. Terrible traction. Fraction. Meat grunts, carrying him carefully. From the ridge, White Death watches through a scope. Krampus stalks below with the between the pine trees. Humpty slips. Meat catches him. White Death does not shoot Humpty. It's too easy, too obvious. He shoots the ice beneath the Meat's foot. It cracks. Meat stumbles. Krampus charges from the trees, slamming into Meat and sending him both sliding across the frozen lake. Humpty screams, rolling downhill. Meat tries to crawl after him, but White Death fires again, this time into Meat's shoulder. Krampus finishes it with a brutal hook blade. Humpty Dumpty rolls into a stopic, terrified but alive. Krampus approaches. The White Death lowers his rifle slightly. Humpty trembles. I'm already broken emotionally. Krampus pauses and muses how pathetic he is and leaves him. Or no, the distance movements interrupts them. Black Panther and Scout crossing the bridge, then he leaves them.
I didn't even fucking realize I added like the two perfect killers of the snow.
I know. I didn't realize that either until like, oh, I wonder who's gonna take the snow biome because that's my favorite. And you just
Yeah.
add the White Death and Krampus.
Yeah.
The Crimson Biome, Karlach, Joker Queen encounter Atrocitus and Diva. Both teams are exhausted, hungry, carrying too many sharp weapons. Atrocitus points at Karlach. Your heart burns with rage. And Karlach grins. Yeah, mine's got charm. Junker Queen cracks the neck. We fighting or flirting? Diva raises her mech cannons. Maybe we not fight in the creepy blood forest. Nobody listens. The fight erupts. Karlach clashes into Atrocitus. Axeberry against Red Forge Blade. Junker Queen charges Diva's mech, hooking her one leg with her blade. Diva fires up boosters, dragging Junker Queen through the crimson grass. Atrocitus lands heavy hits, but Karlach endures. Diva tries to reposition, but Junker Queen rips loose the crimson thorn vine and tangles it to the mech's joints. Karlach sees the opening. She slams Atrocitus backwards into the damaged mech. Diva ejects just in time as the mech collapses. Atrocitus rises furious, but the crash has buried one of his legs underneath the mech frame. Karlach hesitates. Atrocitus roars, reaching for her. Junker Queen does not hesitate, however. He drives her blade into his chest. He's in. Diva lands near, shaken and mechless. Karlach looks at her. You walking? Diva nods, then walk. She walks off.
Yeah.
Inside the wooden bunker, Clovis Bray, Andrew Ryan, Elizabeth, and a handsome Jack continue pretending they're allies. They have built a crude command room using Treya's tables, stolen lenses, and maps. Handsome Jack says, so when we betray each other, Elizabeth calmly replies, when it benefits us. He always just wants them to just kill
Yeah,
each
it's
other
always him.
immediately.
He knows it's not gonna last.
Interren poured a bottle of water into a tin cup. Civilization begins with property. This shelter is mine. Co-Smar's incorrect. I improved it, therefore it's mine. No one dies.
Okay.
I'm all yours.
All years.
I'm waiting for that. I have to check Discord real quick. Okay. The cave entrance is now a layered trap. Tripwire darts, boulders, slime statue with a pressure plate, a final pit with spikes at the bottom. Plus, Grayson may argue over about the name. Footsteps approach, however. It's Humpty Dumpty wobbling the paws, clutching his cracked map. I'm absolutely not built for spelunking. Oh, a cave. Shelter. Grace freezes. May whispers, do we ward him? Humpty steps in the first plate. Darts fire. He squeaks and stumbles forward onto the second plate. The boulder thunders down a chute. He tries to run, trips, and rolls right into the final plate. The floor gives way. He falls into a spike trap, getting crushed by the boulder.
Why did they just kill him again?
It just annihilate this man.
Yeah.
At the stone tower, tensions finally break. Phaedra sits plan. We fortify. Let the others come to us. You rather hide than hunt. I'd win. Mark states.
Real.
No, I rather win. I just fucking completely missed that.
Uh,
Rather win. I don't know how I did that. Dementia
no,
kicking
I
in.
win.
My nose.
Rip it off.
Yeah, Chris Walker it.
Yep.
Phaedric patience finally snaps. Steel rings as he draws. Mark answers instantly. Phaedric fights discipline, shield forward. Mark fights vicious, aiming for joints and openings. They clash throughout the tower doorway, knocking over tables and salvage gear. Phaedric lands a heavy shield bash, staggering Mark. Mark counters with a low cut to Phaedric's thigh. Both bleed. Yield, Phaedric says, never. They collide one last time, blade to blade. Phaedric slips on the spilled oil from a lantern. That's it. It's small, but it's enough. Mark dives a sword through Phaedric's side. Phaedric gasps and stands tall, then collapses. Mark stands over him, breathing hard. That happens at the beginning of Chivalry, too. It shows the introduction where Phaedric gets stabbed in the side by Mark.
Oh shit.
We get stabbed in the back, but yeah. The creeper now slowly wanders to the edge. It nearly bumps into Reagan and Parasite. Reagan freezes. We do not antagonize that thing. Parasite eyes the creeper. I only need to touch it once. Reagan grabs him. You touch that, we both die. The creeper they back away slowly. The creeper watches, turn away, still searching for something it can understand. Soldier 11 and 2B track movement towards the dungeon ruins. The jungle. I don't know why I said whatever. Find Shocker and Symbiote Spider-Man. They encounter it. The counter is immediate. Shocker fires Vibration Blast, 2B deflects, closing distance, Soldier 11 flanks, firing Control Burst. Spider-Man moves like a shadow, webbing a pillar, pulling Shocker out of the firing line. Stay behind me, Spider-Man says. I don't take orders from you, Shocker snaps, and ducks a bullet, chip to stun above him. 2B lunges for Shocker, Spider-Man intercepts, blocking with the reinforced web. They clash, Blade versus Symbiote. Soldier 11 lines up a shot. Spider-Man yanks Shocker aside last second. Move, dumbass. They retreat into the dungeon entry, barely escaping. TB watches them go. We finish this later. Soldier 11 nods in agreement. The Snowbound, Krampus, and the White Death hold their ground. They spot Gusto and Gonta approaching the building, a small camp. Gonta waves cheerfully. Hello, we are friendly. The White Death doesn't shoot. Krampus studies them. They're not threats. Gonta offers a piece of fruit. Neither are meat and Humpty Dumpty.
Yes, right.
For once, violence pauses, but far away in the ridge, Black Panther Scout watch it all. Scout whispers, we could take him. Black Panther shakes his head, no. I forgot like Campers is like chaotic. I think he's like lawful evil.
Yeah.
Closebray studies the schematic. Intervine rearranges supplies. There's a man watching everyone. Handsome Jack gets bored. This is taking too long. He pulls a pistol and fires at Clovis immediately. Intervine immediately turns on Jack, swinging a metal pipe. Elizabeth draws the other weapon, but waits, calculating. Free for all.
Yep.
Intervine, no, that's what it says. Free for all.
Oh, okay.
Intervine staggers, stunned. You parasite, Ryan whispers. Oh, sorry. I thought I was going to do something else. I thought I was reading out who it was, but it's reading something else. Closeway grabs a shard of metal and stabs at Jack. Ryan batters Jack from the side. Jack laughs, bleeding but firing wildly. This man finally shoots not at Jack but at Ryan. Enter Ryan stunned. You parasite. Jack takes the opening, drives a knife through Ryan's chest. Ryan collapses, defiant even in death. Clovis tries to free. The elusive man shoots him in the back. Clovis falls, clutching the floor. Jack grins 2 down. The elusive man turns his gun on him. Too unpredictable. He fires. Jack laughs, drops mid-laugh.
Elusive man wins again.
Yeah, I mean, the first time he did shoot first, so...
Yeah.
This time, though, it's funny to check. I'm bored. Just immediately shoots at something.
Yep.
More accurate. At the dungeon entrance, General Grievous stalks through the broken halls. He finds Anastasia hiding among cracked bricks. She raises dagger. Please, I can trade. Grievous doesn't even bargain. He attacks with all 4 blades. She stumbles. The 4th ends. The 4th strike ends it. Grievous stands over her, breathing pathetic, and then he starts crawling away.
Real.
The only difference in like Craven the Hunter and General Grievous is General Grievous is a warrior, not a hunter.
Yeah.
Or more of a warrior
That's
than a
not the
hunter.
only difference.
I don't know what else. I mean, they both have forearms, 7 heads.
Yep. Both a general of a droid army.
Grievous lore is kind of fucked as well, I think.
Yeah.
It makes sense, like, kind of the way he is. His, like, I'm just waiting for it to load. But while like, species, like, was developing like space travel and stuff. They get attacked by I think like a larger civilization in order to vassalize them and be like, oh, you could just be our slaves type of shit, you know?
Yeah.
And General Grievous's entire species fights them off. Like it's 3-1 with better technology, and they lose. Um,
That's crazy.
yeah, and so General Grievous manages to fight them off, fight back to their capital, like planet, and defeat them, or the people, General
Yeah.
Grievous's race. And then the Federation then appears and be like, "Oh, you're belittling us. We're gonna sanction you to hell."
Damn.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you guys, you can't just attack the Federation unprovoked like this. You're gonna have you like pay off debt to them
Unprovoked.
now."
They were definitely
That was
provoked.
basically what it was. It was like, "Oh, you attacked us unprovoked. We're gonna have you pay off like debt until you repay all the damages you have caused to the one faction or the one species, race, whoever."
Yeah.
And General Grievous is just like, "This is bullshit." You know,
This is
what do you
bullshit.
mean? And then they go through peace talks, all that stuff. And I think General Grievous or Count Dooku was like helping Grievous and all that stuff, saying like, "Oh, if you help us destroy the Federation," Grievous like, "Honestly, I don't want nothing to do with the Federation. They're a bunch of pieces of shit."
Yeah.
Blah blah. And he gets in his ship and attempts to fly away, and it blows up. And there's like a bunch of like evidence showing. I think it's assumed that's like planted by Count Dooku,
Hmm.
but it was portrayed that the Federation bombed his ship just to get rid of the strongest like negotiator and warrior.
Hmm.
And in response, Dooku was like, "Here, I'll give you cybernetics."
Oh yeah.
Oh
Life is
god, this
always
honey's
better with
so fucking.
cybernetics.
Flesh is weak.
Flesh is grass.
Where's flesh is weak from?
No idea.
40K. Or I mean, it's also
Huh?
the Bible, but I was thinking about the 40K one.
Um,
Flesh is weak and it's disgusting. Ever since I come to replace it,
as you should.
but the Bible is like the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. But flesh is, but 40K has I think like tech priest being like flesh is weak, blah blah. Blah.
Get rid of that shit. No more
Dude,
flesh.
I'm craving so much sweet stuff all at once. Oh my god, I never quite crave anything sweet ever. Usually, I've been like just eating honey as we talk.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna eat 1,000 calories worth of honey by the end of the day. I swear to God.
Fat.
Yeah, you wish.
Yeah, I want you to be fat.
I know your game. Ever since you saw my hot body.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna eat you. That's why.
Okay. Oh my God.
12 people dead.
No. Even worse. I can't stop eating honey.
Oh, that is worse.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm right here. I'm just like, damn. I fucking want it really bad.
Put it away.
It's in my room because I'm sick. I just didn't want to fucking go out there to keep on getting it. Not addicted to anything, my ass. This thing's gonna drive me insane.
You are insane.
Okay, true. Soldier 11 and 2B meet Shock and Symbiotes in Spider-Man. They meet again instead of torture the corridor. No words this time. Shocker fires first. Shock wins right of the stone. 2B deflects, closes the distance. Spider-Man webs the ceiling, dragging Shocker up and out of the fire. Soldier 11 flanks them, firing controlled burst. They split. Soldier 11 and Shocker versus Spider-Man and 2B. Blade versus Symbiote. Discipline versus Panic. Shocker tries to keep distance, firing wildly. Soldier 11 doesn't rush. She waits. She counts his rhythm, then steps aside the next shot. Point blank. Blast hits his chest. He drops immediately. Shocker!
No.
I wanted there to be a Shocker moment so badly.
Yeah.
The Symbiote surges. That did happen once, I just remembered as well. He just chased after Shocker. Spider-Man moves faster, stronger, and more brutal. He catches 2B but strike and slams her to a bookshelf. She recovers but slower. Soldier 11 fires at Spider-Man. He dodges and webs her weapon arm. Stay out of this, he growls. 2B rises behind him. Drives the blade through his side. Spider-Man hisses, backhands her into a wall. Holy shit. I forgot he's freakishly strong.
Yep.
She may weigh 300 pounds, but that's regardless.
He's cracked.
For a moment, all three hesitate. The Spider-Man retreats, wounded but alive. But 2B saves herself. Soldier 11 reloads. They don't chase. Deeper in the dungeon, General Grievous encounters Velvet and Taskmaster. I feel like this is a really bad fight for General Grievous.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no, wait, General Grievous has like 14 fighting styles as well, though. He has like the most adaptable fighting style since he doesn't use the Force.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take him.
Okay, sorry, I'm eating my fingernails. Deep in the dungeon, Grievous encounters Velvet and Taskmaster. Taskmaster studies instantly. Forearms, multi-angle attack patterns. Velvet photographs movements mentally. Grievous doesn't wait, he attacks. Velvet tries to adapt mid-fight, copying Taskmaster's stance, shifting footwork, but Grievous is too chaotic. One blade feints low, the other feints high, the other one cuts low. The third spins wide, she blocks two, the third slips through. She falls before she can adapt. Taskmaster doesn't hesitate, he disengages immediately. You're not worth dying for, he mutters and escapes to the side hall.
That checks out.
Yeah, he has like type O fighting style.
He's type
Why do I know this?
blood.
I can't find the exact type, but it says he just has specifically a brutal and unorthodox fighting style, so it's just weird.
Yeah.
The Crimson Fields diva is now without her mech. His scavenging Cox spots her first. That's the pilot, she says. Joker Queen says that she's fragile. You raises her scavenge pistol. I'm not helpless. She isn't, but she's completely outmatched. She fires, backing up, trying to keep distance. Carla closes in fast. Joker Queen hooks her leg, pulling her off balance. Diva tries to roll free. Carla tackles her. The fight is short. Diva stops moving. Carla stands slowly, looking down. I didn't enjoy this. Move on. Gonta and Gunstone. You're the force clearing Mr. Torque is setting up explosives. Gonta approaches happily. Hello, friend. You have many loud tools. These explosions are friendship. Gusto frowns. I don't think that's safe. Torg hands Gonta a grenade. Pull the pin and throw it. Gonta pulls the pin, holds it, smells like this. Gusta yells, throw it, you moron! Gonta tosses it straight between them. All three dive.
Oh my
The
god. Of
explosion blasts
course.
dirt and smoke everywhere. They all survive.
Oh
I
my
do like how
god.
Torg is inherently good.
Yeah. Same.
Another friend.
Of course he would fuck that up too.
In the corruption behind Constantine and Detective Chimp finally confront the Void. The Void stands. Where is everyone else? Okay, never mind. The Void stands still watching. Constantine lights a cigarette. You've been leaving marks over the place. Void says nothing. Chimp circles slowly. It's not attacking, it's waiting. Constantine steps closer, waiting for what? The Void finally moves. A slight shift. The ground beneath Constantine fractures. He barely steps back in time. Void is aggressive. He's shaping the battlefield. Constantine exhales. Yeah, I don't like you. They retreat. The Void remains. Miss Nova finally erupts in conflict. Scout charges ahead. I got this. Black Panther hisses. No, you don't. One shot, the Scout's dead.
Holy
Black
shit.
Panther dives into cover, furious. Quivers charges from the trees. Uh, Black Panther meets him head on, vibranium claws and hooked blade. The fight is brutal in the snow, but Krampus is relentless. The White Death lines up a second shot. Black Panther sees the ankle. He breaks off Krampus, tries to move, but too late. He drops. Korg stalks a crimson talon's blood dried still on his armor. No rivals yet, you mutters only prey. Here's a voice. Reagan and Parasite. Reagan is in mid-speech. I am as a certified. What?
Uh,
I'm arguing with someone online.
over Sonic, probably. The loser you are.
Administration.
What?
Sorry, this guy was. It's just a random ass fact I learned about like reading Aswell lore, and this guy was asked like, "Oh, where was like the Holy Roman Empire like kind of like presence?" And he's like, "Oh, is it like this place, this place? Like, was there's some like Russia?" It's like it's mainly Germany, I think. And the guy's like, "Why is that though? Because like Russia was such more Catholic and Rome and Italy and all that stuff."
Hmm.
And I don't know what it was. I remember finding Asbo lore, and Asbo was part of the Holy Roman Empire. And I was like,
What
okay, I
the
wonder why
hell?
that is. I looked it up, and I think I don't remember all of it, but I think there's a bunch of like administrative like processes, and like the it wasn't the true I think capital or like the primary place, but
Hmm.
where they got all like the shit done basically. Like all the politics done was in Germany.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
it's the like I would consider that kind of like the capital and or the hell.
Yeah.
As a certified exorcist, I can assure you this red flesh train is spiritually marked. Walk straight into view. We can freeze his parasites most willing. Well, this one looks strong. Reagan tries to one last bluff. Wait, I can offer. Mark doesn't listen. One clean strike Reagan instead. Parasite doesn't even react. He lunges. Parasite grabs Mark's arms. Angie drains. Mark staggers, but it's not enough. He rips his arm free and drives his blade through Parasite's chest. Parasite gasps, still trying to redrain. But Mark twists the blade. Parasite's dead. I feel like Parasite should have won that, to be completely honest.
Yeah. Probably.
Deep in their crimson, Grace and May have expanded their trap system, but someone walks straight into it without slowing. General Grievous. Darts fire, he blocks them. Boulder falls, he leaps through them. Spectrap triggers, he avoids them with unnatural movement. They panics. It's not working! Grace grabs a detonator, then we escalate. They trigger their final trap, a cave in. Stone collapses from above, Grievous is caught in the middle. Tries to escape, but the tunnel caves in completely. Silence when dust settles. He exhales. Did we just win? They wait. Nothing moves. Soldier 11 encountered Taskmaster near Crimson Clearing. Taskmaster raises his weapon calmly. I've studied both of you. 2B steps forward. Then you know how this ends. Taskmaster moves perfectly, copying their stance, their timing, but not their synergy. Soldier 11 fires. 2B closes in. Taskmaster blocks one, but the second strike lands. He falls.
Dang.
Lame. I expected more from them.
Yeah. Same.
The snowbound becomes a battlefield again. Trough sees everything. He's up there, she says, pointing directly at the White Death's hidden perch. King Oddball launches a boulder. It nearly hits.
The White Death loses to a
Graphic.
fucking rock.
This is the King Oddball.
Yeah.
White Death relocates instantly. Krampus charges from below. Trough bends the ground, raising a wall. Krampus smashes through it. The fight spits. Trough and Krampus versus King Oddball and the White Death. White Death lines up a shot. King Oddball prepares a second throw. The bullet hits him mid-motion. He collapses dead. Trough feels everything. He dodges Krampus repeatedly, but she can't see the sniper. The second shot hits her shoulder. She stumbles. Krampus closes in. She tries to one last earthbend. Krampus overpowers it.
Makes sense.
In the jungle biome, two strong duos collide. Gauntha tries to speak. We don't want to fight. Jungle Queen last. Everyone says that. Karlak hesitates, but combat has already started. Gusta spins. Wind attacks, deflecting blows, but Jungle Queen closes the distance. Windproof strike. Gusta falls. Gauntha roars as something breaks inside him. He charges Karlak. For a moment, he matches her. They trade heavy blows. Karlak looks a little sad. I'm sorry, big guy. She lands one final strike. Gauntha falls dead.
Dang.
Where's Guts?
True.
Dracula, an Alucard.
Yep. Where's the singularity?
I do like how like once people die off, they do add in more people. It's just like they have a main cast that they kind of roll with.
Yeah.
In the Shire Jungle, Mark meets warriors worth his blade. Clark grins. You look like trouble. Your queen cracks her knuckles good. Mark raises his sword. Come on, then. Mark fights precise and brutal. Karlak fights aggressive and relentless. Drunken Queen fights wild and punishing. Mark lands a deep cut across Drunken Queen's side. She laughs through it. Mark Karlak tackles Mark to retreat. Mark kicks free, slash your arm. For a moment, he's holding both of them off. The Drunken Queen hooks his leg. Karlak doesn't hesitate. She brings up her weapon down hard. Mark tries to block, it breaks his stance, the second strike ends it. The creeper wanders into an outer edge of Grace and May's new trap zone. Can they fuck it? They're just hiding. May whispers, "Don't trigger anything big." Grace nods. "We control this." They try to lure it in. The creeper hisses. It doesn't step carefully. It charges them. May panics and hits the wrong trigger. A trap goes off too early. Dart misses. Bolters misfire. The creeper reaches them. Grace shoves May aside. Move! The creeper detonates. Explosion tears through the trap setup. Darts and debris fly everywhere. When it clears, May's alive. Thrown clear, Grace is dead.
That's wild.
Creeper staggers, damaged, but still alive. How does it live? You're supposed to be the one that died. May says. It stands up slowly and walks off.
Okay.
The damaged creeper wanders straight to Chris Walker and Albert Wesker.
Oh.
Wesker studies it. Volatile. Chris nods. "We should keep distance." Creeper begins to flash again. Chris Walker reacts instantly, grabs the creature and throws it away from both of them. It detonates midair.
Right.
Wesker shields his. Chris is blast backwards, slamming to a rock. Wesker shields his face, barely avoiding serious damage. Chris should stand, but he can't. He dies.
Oh. Lame.
How does he live? The suicide bomber lived.
Yep.
Runestone Hall, Alcard meets his father, tracks to stand still. "So," he says quietly, "we meet." Mammy Guts sips his martini. "This feels like a family issue. I'll supervise." They move fast, blade versus claw, precision versus power, restraint versus inevitability. Alcard lands the first strike, Dracula counters harder. They circle, test each other, Mammy gets watched unimpressed. Someone win already. The fight dragged on, both weakened. Finally, Dracula missteps, just slightly. Alcard takes the opening. One quick strike, Dracula falls.
Oh shit.
Alcard stands over him, breathing hard. Mammy gets raises his glass. "Well, that was dramatic." Alcard looks at him. "Your turn." Mammy gets sighs, figures. He sets down his martini, they fight. It's shorter, Mary Guts is strong, but it's not enough. Alcard ends it cleanly. That sucks. That's
Yeah.
really funny, but that sucks. I wish that Guts got on his side now. There's forming an alliance.
True. Yeah. That would have been funny.
In a corruption biome, two teams collide. Singularity deploys camera nodes, costing lights cigarettes. Yeah, we're not letting that happen. Chimp disables one node. Singularity reacts, predictive targeting. Bondrew smiles, fascinating. The fight Constantine uses misdirection. Chimp disrupts tech. Singularity tracks movement. Bondrew observes everything. Constantine fakes a retreat. Chimp circles behind. Singularity blocks onto Constantine. Bondrew tries to assist. Too late. Chimp destroys the central node. Singularity glitches. Constantine uses movement. Fires a concealed weapon. Bondrew drops. Singularity attempts to reboot. Chimp smashes the remaining node. Systems fail. He's dead. Two masterminds meet in the ruined corridor. No words, just understanding. The Lucifer Man fires first. Wesker dodges faster, closes the distance. Lucifer Man fires again, hits. Wesker staggers, but it's not enough. He grabs Lucifer Man, slams him to a wall. Your vision lacks execution. He finishes it. Our people suffer and die. But their minds will.
As I
You want to play Battlefield after this?
Yeah.
Alright. Rock roars. She charges hard. Oh, sorry. Oops, right in the middle of the fucking nowhere.
Oopsies.
In the shattered jungle clearing, Wesker crosses paths with Karlak and Junker Queen. Wesker adjusts his glasses. 2-on-1. Inefficient, but manageable. Junker Queen laughs. "You're gonna regret that." Karlak rolls her shoulder. "Let's see what you got." The fight explodes instantly. Junker Queen charges first. Karlak follows. He moves faster than expected, striking precision points. He grabs Junker Queen mid-swing, snaps her balance, drives her into the ground with a brutal force. Karlak turns. Too late. Wesker finishes Junker Queen with one clean lethal strike. Karlak roars, rage unleashed. She charges harder than before. She lands below. Wesker is forced back for the first time. She adapts. He lets her overextend, counters, drives a precise strike into her core. Karlach staggers. Worth it, she mutters and falls.
Makes
Wesker
sense.
exhales calmly, one less variable. Soldier 11. In the stone plains, two discipline duels meet. The Soldier 11, Anakin, Darth Vader, your 2B. No speeches, just combat. 2B versus Vader, and Soldier 11 versus Anakin. Anakin pushes aggressively, fast, emotional, and Soldier 11 matches him with precision. Vader and 2B clash repeatedly, neither gaining advantage. Anakin overcommits, adjusting just slightly. Soldier 11 exploits it instantly. One clean shot, he's dead. Okay, Vader stops just for a second. That's all 2B needs. He strikes him down. He's dead. That's bullshit. They should have won.
Yeah.
Mr. Torque finally finds something worth his explosives. You two look like a boss fight. The White Death fires first. Torque dives behind a rock. Snipers, even better. Krampus charges. Torque throws multiple explosives. The blast hits Krampus, but it's not enough. The White Death fires again. This time it's clean. Torque drops mid-laugh.
Dang.
In a corrupted cavern, magic meets precision. Marshall smiles. Ah, most delightful opponent. As well gestures dramatically. An evolution demands your end. Alcard says nothing. Aswell attacks first, overconfident. Alucard sidesteps everything, so one clean strike. Aswell's dead. Aswell uses illusions, movements, deceptions. For how powerful they are, they get Kyogen like snuffed early or
Yeah,
by bullshit.
they do.
That's cause it. Aswell's dead. Whatever. Constantine detects the chimp versus Simba and Spider-Man in a temple. Spider-Man grabs the chimp, throws him hard against the stone wall. The chimp collapses dead. Okay,
Okay, great.
what a fight.
Yeah.
Constantine fires one last shot, misses. Spider-Man closes the gap and ends him there. He just goes in, slams someone to death against a. I guess it's symbiote Spider-Man. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Just violence. Okay, good. Wesker dodges the shot that should have hit. Oh, sorry. Soldier 11 versus Wesker. In TV, whatever. In the ruined stone plateau, West Discipline duo meets the worst precise solo predator. Wesker just a stance, two opponents, predictable outcome. Soldier 11 raises their weapons to be 4 steps forward, engage. Soldier 11 provides range pressure, 2B closes distance. Wesker counters both with speed and precision. Wesker dodges shots that should have hit, block strikes that should have landed. He grabs 2B mid-lunge, slams her aside, throwing her, turns in Soldier 11. Soldier 11 fires. Wesker is already behind her. One precise strike, she's dead.
Oh, shit.
2B rises immediately. Hesitation. She attacks harder and faster now. She forces Wesker back. For a moment, she has him. Then he adapts. He lets her commit, counters, one clean strike. 2B stumbles. One more hit, she falls. Naya has been avoiding combat, but now she's cornered in the forest clearing. The snow forest clearing. Traps are limited now. Improvise. Krampus circles. White Death watches from a ridge. Make grips makeshift detonator. Okay. I think Krampus charges. She triggers a small trap. It slows him, but doesn't stop him. White Death fires. She barely dodges. She tries the one last gadget. It misfires. Krampus strikes her, and she falls dead. They've just been like meat grinding people, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Do not go into the snow biome.
They have that shit locked down.
I should find something real quick. Australian is faster, unpredictable. Alucard is precise to control. Alucard counters every move, cuts through the webbing, avoids strikes. They trade blow for blow. For minutes, sorry. He dominates, then Spider-Man gets reckless. Alucard sees it, one clean opening. He takes it. The strike lands, Spider-Man freezes, then collapses dead. The strongest duos versus the most dangerous solo. White Death fires first, Wesker dodges it barely. Krampus charges, Wesker meets him head on. Krampus swings, Wesker ducks, goes behind him, counters, and strikes clean. Krampus falls. White Death fires, Wesker moves faster, another shot, he gets closer. Wesker reaches him. There's you know that one meme of like Chris beating the shit out of Wesker while Sheva shoots at him, and then Wesker then sprints at Sheva?
No.
Oh my god, it's so funny. I love that. So I think of that at the moment. This tries to reload, too late. Wesker finishes it then and there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let me try to find it real quick.
You know why?
I hate the commentary, but this is what I was thinking of.
Well, I'm not gonna listen to it, so.
Okay.
Oh no, I do know this. I recognize it off the thumbnail.
Just imagine he defeats Krampus, he dodges the first shot, just starts sprinting at him. Fuck!
Yep.
I'm so fucked, you know. Oh, a lot of people died this chapter. They're gonna have chapter 9 be the final.
Yeah.
They arrive separately, they all see each other. Whisker sparks a worthy opponent at last. Alcard says nothing. They move at the same time. Oh, the Void's gonna win.
I
Wesker,
really
speed,
don't want
precision,
Void to
efficiency.
win.
He's just a brain dude, right? He's
Yeah.
done nothing.
I know he's done literally nothing.
Wesker strikes first fast enough to blur. Alcard blocks, counters. They trade blows across broken stone platforms. Wesker forces Alcard back. Neither gains full control, then the ground shifts. The Void enters the fight. Void doesn't change. Void doesn't strike. He changes the battlefield. Floating islands fracture, platforms separate, lava below surges upwards to the crack. Both fighters are forced apart. Wesker lands on one side, Alcard on another. The Void stands at the center, watching.
They both team
Wesker
up
doesn't
on
like
him.
unknowns. He attacks the Void directly, immediately.
Good.
Fast, precise, lethal. He reaches the Void, strikes nothing. The Void distorts. Wesker phases or passes through it slightly, not fully tangible. Wesker lands, recalculating. Interesting. Alcard watches carefully. He doesn't watch. He tests a single strike at the Void. It partly connects. Void shifts again. Not invincible, but not normal. Wesker's made his decision. Ignore the Void. Kills the known threat first. He
Why?
turns, attacks Alcard with everything. Speed overwhelms
Damn
him. Alcard blocks, counters, but now he fights someone who's fully committed. Wesker lands a clean hit, then another. Quick stumbles. The Void shifts the ground beneath him. Alcard loses footing for half a second and falls.
That's fucked. If Void wins now, that's his own fucking fault.
Wesker circles. The Void doesn't move. Wesker attacks again, this time faster, more aggressive. He strikes multiple times. He phases some pass through. Void begins to change. Is that the right Void? Can
It
the
should
Void do
be.
that?
I don't know. The Void he's just a mysterious guy.
Void adapts, not physically, spatially. He platforms begin to disappear underneath Wesker's feet. Lava raises higher, wide gaps widen. Wesker jumps between platforms, avoids controlling the layout. He no longer controls the fight. It's a forced mistake. Wesker stands on the last stable platform. Void hovers across from him. The space between them widens. The platform beneath Wesker cracks. He prepares to jump. The Void shifts the distance slightly, just enough. Wesker jumps anyways. Perfect form, perfect timing, perfect calculation, but wrong distance. He lands almost and reaches for the next platform, almost. He falls to his death.
That's so lame.
The Void wins.
I don't want Void to be in it.
Alright, we can scrap that one. I like
Yeah.
the characters except for the Void.
Yeah.
Redo it later.
Sounds
Just
good.
replace the Void.
Yeah.